Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Golden Minds. In this video you are going to learn how to make snake game, the game you are watching on your screen. So the first thing you need to do is to draw HTML canvas. Well, the HTML canvas is of Html5 element which is used to draw graphics. These graphics are drawn with the help of Javascript. In HTML tag it has two attributes. One is width and the second is height. When you open your JavaScript file, you have to select the play area of the canvas. Then you have to select the context. We are working with the 2D, so we will go with the 2D. Next thing you need to do is you have to select the play area. This is our play area. This image, each box has a width of 32 pixel and length of 32 pixel. The boxes which are seen with the light color is our play area. So I will assign 32 pixels to a constant variable. Then we will draw snake, food and score for our game. For to draw snake we need to take a array, as our snakes will increase its size as it eat food, so we will draw an array. Well, after declaring an array we will assign it a x value and a y value. X value mean its horizontal position from the beginning and y value mean its vertical position from the beginning. And we are doing this because we want our snake within our play area. So the next thing we will do is create food for the snake, and also we will initialize its x and y value. We want our food to be randomly placed, so we are using mat.random functions and multiplying with it with the box, as box has 32 pixel value. Next thing we will do is draw our snake. Well, in the draw function we use these JavaScript functions and attributes to draw a snake. First of all, we will draw a rectangle which has filling of green color, and it has four attributes. The first one is x horizontal value, second one is vertical value, and the next two are width and height. Then we will draw its borders. The stroke rectangle, it also has four attributes as like this one. Next thing we're going to do is control the flow of the snake. So first of you have to know the ASCII values of different keys. For example, the left key has 32, 37 value, up as 38, so on, right and down as 39 and 40. So in order to move the snake, we will add an event listener which will execute a function, and then it will, first of all, it will check the key code. The key code means the key value pressed. If, for example, if the left key is pressed, then the key code will be 37, and then it will check out for the direction. If the left key is pressed, then it will can't move into the right direction, mean backward. If we can move the snake up or down. Similarly, when the right key is pressed, then it can't move in the left direction, it can move in the right. It can go straight away into the right direction or move up or down. So these are four values are checked like this. So to move snake, we will just remove the tail and add a new head. This is how we move snake. Two functions are used here. One is snake.pop function is used to remove the tail, and remove snake.unshift, it is used to add a new head. So after doing this, we will declare a new variable, new head. We will assign it x horizontal value and vertical value in order to add it accordingly, and then we will draw the food and check whether the snake head has the same position as the food. Then we will consider the food as the new head of our snake. Then the snake have the value of the food, mean if the food is here, we will check out the its x horizontal value of the food and the vertical value of the food. Then the new head will have the same value as this food. Then we generate the new food when the snake eats the food. This function is written for this, and then we will remove the tail and add the new head. So next thing we're gonna do is check collision. If snakes collide with itself or the wall, then the game will be over. So game over function, we will check whether the snake is not colliding with the wall or itself, and if it's not colliding, then we will just keep on adding the new head in the snake, and if it's collide, then the game will be over. And similarly we will just draw the scores as we have drawn the snake. The same attributes of JavaScript we're gonna use to draw the scores. So now let's start coding the game. So first of all, we will include the tag canvas. It is used to draw graphical elements using JavaScript, having two attributes, width and height. Then we did some styling in order to make our canvas look better. And after that we will see the output. Initially the output will be blank because we just have did some styling to maintain it in the center, not given any background or any color. Then we will include our JavaScript file. First of all, we will get the area of our canvas in our JavaScript file. We will write a constant variable for this, and the attributes which are used is document.getElement by id, and id will have assigned as snake. Then the next thing we have to do is to select our context. We are working with a 2D, so we will get the context to 2D and assign it to a constant variable ctx. And then we are gonna create the backgrounds and food images. First of all, the unit for this, as I have told you that the background we are going to add has width and height of each box is 32 pixels, so we will have a same constant variable for width and height named box, and then we will load our images, the background play area. Well, the main use of using canvas is that we can include graphical elements using JavaScript into our HTML file. We will include our images for ground and the food. And then a constant variable food image will be created, and using the new image function we will get our source image as we had our ground image. Thing to do is creating our snake. Well, snake will increase its size every time it eats food, so we have to consider it as an array, and then we are going to assign its vertical position and horizontal position, as we want our snake to be in our play area. So the x position will be the number of boxes which are we gonna left multiply by 9, and the multiply by the width of the width and height of each box, same as the case with the y. Then we are going to create a variable for the food. Well, food variable will not be an array, so it is going to be one at a time. It will also have the x and y position. X position will be used by a random numbers created by a random function. Math.random function is used to create the random numbers, and we are going to multiply it with the boxes, number of boxes we are going to left, and same as the case with the y, we are going to do the same with the y. Assigning it the above same value. I will just do copy paste, and in vertically the number of boxes are 3, which are we going to left, and 15 here, and there is plus sign between them. So after this we will create the draw function. First we need to draw the constant variable for the score. Let score is equal to 0, as the initial score is 0. And now we will just write some code to control our snake. First of all, we will specify an element variable for the direction, which is going to be d, and then we will include document dot add an event listener. This event listener will detect the key code pressed by the user. So the key down value is going to be the thing on which the direction function will execute. So we will write the direction function again. After this we will include the line, the keyword function, and then direction for this. And in direction we are going to pass an variable, a parameter. Well, it's gonna be without the quotes, and then in the function we will then we have to check certain conditions. If the key code has the ASCII value 37, mean the left key is pressed, then we will check for the direction. If the direction is, then first of all we will write the key is equal to 37, and the direction is not equal to right. Then we will write left.play function, and then we will set the direction equal to left. Same cases we will do for the next thrice of the values, the ASCII values of the upper key, the right key, and the down key. So I will just copy paste it. The value, second value will be 38, and the direction will be up and down, and then we will change both of these variables as well. The direction will become up, and the up.play and the direction will also be up. and then again the if else part. We will check now for the 39th value, and this time the direction will be left, so we will do this right dot play and direction will be right. The right or should be capital as it's the built-in function, and again we will just copy paste it again. In the last condition we will check for the 40th value, mean the down key is pressed and direction is not up, means the direction must be down, and direction will be down and down dot play. We have checked these certain conditions for the to control the movement of snake, and now we will draw everything to the canvas. We will write function for this, function draw, and we will pass no parameter in it. First we will use the attributes of JavaScript to draw the image. First we will draw our playground, the ground background, and then the x and y value mean it should be right up from the start. 0 0 means the vertical and horizontal value must be 0 0 from the starting, and then we will use a loop, for loop. And the loop will execute until the length of the snake, mean the initial value of the snake is 0th index only, so it will run just inside this loop. We will fill the style of the snake, which will be equal to green, and then we will fill the rectangle, which will be equal to fill rectangle will have 4 parameters: the snake x-axis, the snake y-axis, and then the snake and width and length of the snake. Now we have drawn the our snake here, mean the every single index will be a square rectangle, sorry, which will have the x-axis, y-axis, and length and width. And similarly a loop has been used to initialize, to just draw every single rectangle of the snake, mean the whole snake will be drawn. This loop will execute each time the snake eats of food, and then we will draw the stroke rectangle, mean its border for the snake. Then outside of this function we will draw the ctx dot draw image, and then we will pass on parameter of food and food image, mean the food we have food dot x-axis and food dot y-axis. Food and y-axis and y-axis are the values we have in our declared variable, the variable we declared initially early. And then we will just draw the old head position. The snake new x-axis will have the snake initials The 0th index means the snake created earlier, and will have the x-axis x position of that snake, and the snake y position will be the similar as the snake 0th index y position. So after this we will check which will be the direction, check for the direction. Then if the direction is equal to left, and then we will execute some function. Then snake x will be equal to box, mean the if the direction is left, then the snake x-axis will have the width or height of the box. Similarly for the y, if the direction is up, then the snake y will have well, we are doing this because if the direction is up, then we are adding the new indexes for our snake. These x and y axis has same width and height, so if the direction is up, mean we had the user has pressed a code and the direction has to change, then these x and y values of the snake will increment and decrement accordingly. And then if snake eats the food, the snake y x-axis is equal to food dot x-axis. I mean, if the if the snake eats the food, then the snake will have the position of the food. So we will, in this condition, we will just say that the snake is the core, and after incrementing the score, we will just eat play function will just add on the new food. Mean if the old food is eaten by snake, then we will have our new food drawn, and then the x and y position for our new food will be same randomly placed position as we have declared earlier. We don't just remove the tail if the snake eats the food. We'll just keep on adding the new head, and if snake has not just eaten the food, then the tail will remove and the new head will be added in the function. The snake will keep moving in this way. So to add new head, we will declare some variable, let new head be equal to it will similarly have the x position as well and y position as well, and then we check for the game over function. If the game is over, then the next thing we need to do is to check whether the game will be continued or it has to end. For example, if the snake hit itself or snake hit the box in the borders, then the game will be over. So snake x position is less than box, mean the width and height of the box is less than the length and width of the box, and the just padding we had on our x position and y position. If the snake tail, head, and the whole array of the snake within the box within our play area, then this game will continue. Otherwise we will just check out for the collision. If snake is not colliding with itself, in this previous condition, the condition has been checked that it is not colliding with the walls of the play area, and if it is not colliding with the itself as well, then the game will be continued. So if this condition becomes true, the whole condition written, then the screen will be cleared up, clear interval, and game, then game will be dead, the game will be over. Otherwise in else part we will write that let me make some space. Here will be some brackets for the condition, and then snake dot unshift function, it is used to add a new head. We will just keep on adding the head. If the upper conditions is not satisfied, mean the game is not over, so we have to keep on adding the head. Then we will again write some function to draw our scores, the attributes. ctx has the has our HTML canvas, the HTML canvas we had used to draw graphics, and these scores, snakes, and food, these are all graphics drawn with the help of JavaScript functions and attributes. ctx.font 45 pixels in one, and then we will fill the text which will be our score value, and then score parameter is passed to static box, mean the exposition will be 64 pixel from the beginning and 1.6 multiple 32 from the Y position. And then after this we have to just do our last thing. We have to include that new head function, we have to include that collision function. We hadn't include that. Before that, declaring that, initializing that function, we will draw our function every 100 millisecond. I mean every time the game execute, after every 100 millisecond the draw function will execute. The advantage of this is that it will keep on drawing the graphics which are loaded into our JavaScript files, and now we are going to add our collision function. So in the collision function we will check whether our snake head is not colliding with the tail or any other array element. So it will be very simple. We will pass two parameters. One will be the head of the tail and head of the snake, and second will be the whole array. So we will check if head is not colliding with the any element of the array. For this we will use loop which will execute until the beginning and ending of array dot length, and the increment will goes on incrementing, and then conditions are checked. Head dot x is not equal to, if it is equal to, then the game will be, then it will return true. X, and we will also check for return true. If the whole value return, if the collision function return true value, mean the snake is colliding with any of the element of the array, and if it's not, then else what we will just write false. And this will be it. This will be our coding for the snake game. Now we will check our output. Well, I added some extra styling in the beginning the video you saw, but this is easier way. In that part you have to draw the whole, you have to adjust the length and different variable for the length and width. Now you don't have to adjust different variables, the box will do it for all, and for this we had to include them each. So thanks for watching the video.